You're quite good on
Yeah, but you burst him.
Sure, I give you that.
Radiant
Very
team
smart.
pick.
But where's the damage from EHOME coming from? Or Gambit? Both have no damage.
You could SF again. I think another key point from that last game was EHOME last picking that SF BKB cores. And that was why the Aegis was so important, because you just can't fight into the EHOME double BKB. And this seems to be another similar scenario where EHOME, if PA gets BKB off, that means no longer is he targetable by Sunder, can't be ravaged. There's absolutely no peel. You could roar him, of course, but...
Oh, he just gets ankle smash, no damage.
5 seconds.
Still does a little bit of damage, but if Turbo has a good game and managed to get a pretty early MKB,
Yeah, I think this
she
could,
just
yeah.
dies.
PA needs a Magnus to combat the...
You're saying a Magnus?
Yeah, I said PA needs a Magnus.
TBPA.
PA needs a Magnus. In my...
You guys seem like the kind of guys that would learn Morse code just so you could cheat on tests together.
Wow. Tell us why you love that
Purely
pick.
offensive hero.
This is my favorite
It's
hero in
purely
Dota
offensive.
2. Anytime I've ever signed one of those hero portrait things, I sign this bad boy, the Disco Pony. My man, it is excellent in this situation. You have frontline. You need this raw damage output. It's great to have magical damage against the Gambit lineup. And if you look at the, like, we already said they had damage issues. Leshrac,
And now
he
you have
loves
damage.
that.
And it's also a core that wants to build
5
BKB, so you
Yep.
kind of just counter the tide. You're good with that. And what does Gambit counter? You need also damage.
Are they still going Kunka?
It's banned.
It's banned.
What heroes are there that does a lot of damage? Lina?
You know, it's damage, but not that much.
you could try. I was thinking maybe they would sniper, but that seems
Are they
very
still
awkward.
just going to DP again or some weird stuff?
You could. I hope they don't quap.
Quap?
I can't remember. It's a tough pick.
Invoker, man.
No one picks Invoker anymore.
Invoker beats.
It's
That's
not
hard,
Invoker.
Invoker would be a nice selection. I
No.
agree.
He's Phoenix, mid.
No, tied mid again?
But no, hold up. Let's see the picks.
Leave
See
the,
it?
Click it
faster.
before you move it. Click, 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 click,
leave
click,
the
click.
draft screen on if you don't mind, because I have no idea what
Yeah,
Gambit
hold
is
up.
planning on doing.
Don't remove it. They don't even know themselves.
This does not look like a team rebounding after a tough loss to regain momentum in a series. This looks like a team playing whack-a-mole and praying they get
This
the high
is kind of
score.
a-
Did you see the dictator? It was like, come on guys, we can do this. 3-1 this and we go home.
Go home as winners.
Yeah.
As winner.
Come home as losers, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So you preferably want to win. I think that's their goal.
Right.
Emotion has gone Phoenix.
Immersion Phoenix.
Yep.
So it's a mid-tide.
Mid-tide.
Jesus.
Right, gents, quickly. We need to go through our predictions. Kyle.
EHOME. I hope I'm wrong. I want a game 5, but
Okay, EHOME.
wow.
Bulldog.
If I'm EHOME and this guy is Gambit, I think something like this will happen. I'm EHOME. And I smash him. And then he loses.
Right, so you're
EHOME.
I'm EHOME. You guys Gambit.
It's possible. Look, the BKB times are everything. They don't have much for egg. Immersion can win this game
Okay.
if he goes off.
let's head over to our uncontrollable out. It's literally out of control. I'm basically going to give Shiva a call in a minute and ask her for some tips on how to handle these guys.
Well-
Gents, EHOME?
I think both of us like the director's draft,
Yep.
Black.
The director.
Director.
Yes, the director.
There's a slight difference between director and dictator.
Yes, little
Yes.
bit. Little bit.
Semantics. But
I'm sorry.
Are you both EHOME?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I think
all
we
right.
are.
Yes.
Take us in the game, gents.
All right. Thanks, Fred. It feels very much like an odd draft. You picked the Phoenix. They had to be thinking of something when they did it, apart from we can just throw the Tide mid and this will work. Like, how do they play against Leshrac? Like, okay, maybe that's just what we focus on. How does Gambit work against the 5th pick of EHOME? How do they beat the Leshrac?
I thought when they picked the Phoenix that they were going to put it against Lesh, actually, because a core Phoenix in this game could be very interesting. Tiny's bad against it, Underlord is bad against it, Chen is bad against it. PA is good only if she can blink to something next to the egg, so she can use the Phantom Strike attacks on it. You can't target the egg with it directly. But now that they've put it onto support, they're kind of in this weird position where the guy they put mid is not going to enjoy this matchup. The best hero they have against Lesh in mid was actually Phoenix. I thought that was the plan, but after some internal discussion, it looks like they did end up putting it support, and it looks like maybe FNG
Run
is in trouble.
FNG.
Lightning Storm skilled level 1.
Hey, he at least got his Observer Ward down, that he cannot juke. It's like, if this was 1 or 2 heroes, then maybe Blinding Light, some space, and okay, Tree and Lightning, but it is in fact the Tiny that gets the first blood. And Immersion? Where are you off to? At least they have a Beastmaster Hawk giving him extra information, but I think he's looking for a better Icarus dive point to steal the bounties. The Hawk has managed to force out top lane, so maybe this is the other thing we can look at. We already had an amazing Chen pick earlier. Is he kind of the weakness in the EHOME lineup? They first phased him.
Yeah, Chen has not been particularly useful, but I would also say that for some of the games that we've seen, I don't think the drafts around Chen have been as good as this one. I think this is a Chen draft, more so than every other one we've seen in this tournament, because they have tools. They have catch, they have lockdown, they have 5-man, and then they also have a win condition in the PA for late game. So
we see this first blood again, just because, like, poor FNG. Got him. But yeah, Chen's already pulled the PA. Yeah, boys! I don't know why I just went in that. FNG will come and defend the top lane. Actually, Blinding Lighting Innocence a little bit closer back, trying to get into the tier 1 tower. Drop down the Observer Ward, hence they have the information.
Well, they did manage to, this way they've, at least so far, got the Beastmaster out of the Chen's lane. Obviously what prompted this Chen pick was the Beastmaster. Being able to steal that boar is very useful in the laning stage. This is not a great lane for Beastmaster either, though. He's playing against Underlord, who's one of the better melee heroes against Beastmaster, just having so much raw damage coming from the Atrophy Aura when the CS happen around him. So you can contest him on CS, and the Tiny, who can kind of match him in just fist fights when these guys are laning together. It's pretty strong. So Immersion, he's resorted to pulling the wave all the way back outside his tier 3 tower, as Innocence will be getting away here.
He'll be fine.
A little bit scary. Took over a ghost. Very spooky.
I was just watching Immersion, who, like, even when they were fighting, like, EHOME around the bounty runes, didn't level up anything. No Icarus dive, no Fire Spirits. He still hasn't skilled up a single point just yet. I'm wondering exactly what he's waiting for.
Usually on Phoenix level 1 you skill Fire Spirits no matter what.
Yeah.
But since he hasn't been involved in anything, he doesn't need to yet. That's pretty much it.
He was an off-lane, like, counter harasser though, right?
Yeah, but they're not looking to fight. So this is the better play for him overall. I think this is a good decision, because their lane is too weak. Beastmaster Phoenix it's pretty good in some matchups, but I don't think this is one of the best ones. Now that Tiny has left, they definitely have aggressive play potential by harassing this Underlord. But of course, Gambit should for now be unaware that this is happening, unless he TP'd under this aggressive ward of FNGs placed before the game, or before the first blood even took place. How's this mid-match going? I'm actually curious about this. I feel like this should be...
It's pretty even in CS, but as far as consumables go, ASD is definitely winning on that front.
He's level 18 on Lesh, by the way. This might be his favorite hero, but we haven't seen him play it all tournament. This is not really a very common pick right now, but he should feel very comfortable on it. He must have so many games on this hero.
Yeah. You actually see the difference as well between them. With the money that's spent up, at least there's a bracer that now flies out for Apo. But with the stick charges, ASD's regeneration is just so damn good, and he's already about 300, 400 net worth in front of Apo. Even though the CS is like 3 the difference.
Yeah. I don't think this lane goes this poorly if it's Phoenix, but I could be wrong. The Gambit had to look at like the big picture. Maybe they could have got a better lane here, but then you would have a position 4 Tide, or a position 4 Beastmaster, and then an offlane Tide. Either way, they were a bit cornered in terms of laning presence. Their laning in this game is just weak. Like, they don't have a single strong lane to pressure this EHOME lineup. And we've seen when EHOME get an advantage, they tend to win the games. So,
Immersion's going to be forced Icarus dive away in a second. Taking a little bit too much damage. It's that Ghost that was pulled off the top lane that's just keeping the slow going. He is confident to hold that dive and get back to the tier 1 tower.
It's a very long cooldown. 36 seconds, so... He would have had to use his flask anyway, and of course casting these Phoenix spells does cost health. Anyway. Top lane, Tahak is having his worst laning stage of the tournament so far, I think minute 4. Being shut down very well here. Only 13 CS, and has to buy extra regen because of the harassment of this Tiny.
Gonna push that net worth down. He's sitting at 1400 compared to the almost 1800 of Ego. And that's that same lane. And Faith Beyond setting pressure onto the bottom tower. Like, Immersion's been tasked with defending this. He really is now like the core Phoenix off lane. And let the Beastmaster just jungle as much as he possibly can. But I'm also seeing Leshrac having the time of his life.
Yeah, I'm already thinking ahead to when Gambit can make their first move with their lineup. There's nothing going on. They actually just don't. Like, can they make a move before Beastmaster's level 6? I don't see it. I don't think they have to like 3 or 4 man gank in that case.
They could be so far behind anyway. Like the regeneration. Like, I'm actually loving the way that EHOME play this. Like, ASD TP'd back and Chen just pulled him straight back to the lane. So you got full bottle charges back up and he's just spamming out the harassment against Aphro, whose bottle is totally dry. The 5-minute bounty runes will now come in. 3 of them, 4 of them go the way of EHOME.
They're actually shutting
And Tiny
up
rotates in towards the mid. The Avalanche is out. There's TP support coming in, but they just toss him back. And now Aphro is in the middle of the Pulse Nova. You could say hello to Immersion. You could also say goodbye to Immersion. He's going to sit back at the tier 1 tower.
My god, they're even sending the Mind Stealer to just drain Tide's mana. Like, can you hate on one guy more than this? You send back his opponent, so he gets a bottle refill, and he TP's back, and then you also put the mana burner against Tide, which is horrible to face. This creep drains 100 mana every 18 seconds, and Aphro's mana pool is pretty bad, so he's just going to keep spamming out.
I like how he waited as well, so the bottle charge is going, and then turns it back around to get the mana burn.
Yeah. What's the maximum amount out of this?
Efficiency. But ASD, like they want him to win the lane too, right? Like a Leshrac playing from behind is never a fun situation. All right, that'll help. Bottles up an arcane rune. Trouble on bottom lane as Ego is already rotated down. To work with Faith Beyond, they'll go underneath the tower to kill up this Beastmaster, even with the boar slow. Stifling Dagger will slow him up just as much, and Beastmaster tries to turn towards the south, but the Firestorm is way too much damage, but Ego wants to ensure it with the Stifling. Quick little fortification, that's just top lane, the Hawk.
Oh boy, they're falling apart.
A level 4 Terrorblade versus a level 7.5 Leshrac. You may as well make it 8 and a bit. And they're TPing around everywhere. Aphro is trying to kill off the Saturn Mind Stealer. That's not going to work. Faith Beyond will come to defend the lane. I'm like the permanent damage aura. He's got 3.
Yeah. That's up.
But looking good for EHOME. Now Ego's able to have a lot more space in the bottom lane. It's when Immersion and FNG trying to get a little bit more aggressive against him. Got some Fire Spirits left to hit with the Illuminate, but that's a big creep wave for him to grab, but it's Chen. In the back lines, working with the Leshrac, they just rotated him over. FNG will die.
This pairing is actually so sick right now because Gambit can't really fight and EHOME have this absolutely godlike hero at this time for skirmishing. Leshrac is amazing for 2v2, 3v2, 3v3, you name it, at this point in the game when the enemy team doesn't have hard burst and lockdown. Chen is literally just a teleport scroll.
Yep.
But, or well, Boots of Travel level 2 rather. He just sends, he's like, yo buddy, where do you want to go next? Sure, let's go kill that guy. And Immersion will die here.
They got 4 seconds to the Icarus dive. He needs to actually connect on the stun with the pulse. And there's the Icarus dive down. TP out, damage output. It's enough with the lightning.
It's a good try.
A triumphant. I like how Ego's not even involved and he's tipping from the bottom lane.
And also consider this, so when you have a Leshrac that's roaming this much, usually one lane would be uninhabited or be weaker, as we see the mist stun here, but they will end up killing him in the end, just running him down. When you have an uninhabited lane from Leshrac, usually it will cost something to move around. Like you will be making moves that takes time, effectively just slowing down your pressure on the map, but there's no there's no downtime because once again when Gambit can't make aggressive moves, EHOME can kind of park whatever hero they want in every lane. So if they're like, okay, Faith Beyond, you take care of mid, okay, Qianming, you just go top as the support Tiny. Nobody's gonna stop you. So Leshrac has turned from this mid lane god into effectively roamer that just goes and kills whatever lane he wants. And there's just no response, man. There isn't that much deep analysis to be made right
Yeah.
now for a Gambit situation, apart from the fact that they've picked team fight and nothing else, and their lanes are bad.
Yeah, by the
And they're
time the
getting
team
run.
fight, by the time the team fight comes up, there's just nothing you can do with it. When you watch Terrorblade use Metamorphosis, not to assault the tower. The lane that Terrorblade was in, the tower has taken 19 points of damage. This is not the Terrorblade you want. He's using Metamorphosis to farm up inside the jungle, and even that's taking a long time because he's level 6. Like, he's holding his extra point, and even put the third point up in Metamorphosis because he's like, I still maybe need my Sunder if times get tough. And Tiny, sentries are coming down. He doesn't have an Observer Ward, but he wants to try and see what's going on. So they come in deep. Chen's ready to pull in any kind of friends he needs. Lashrak's over in mid.
Yeah.
And they drop the, like, okay, with the Observer Ward, yeah, they see Terrorblade perfectly. It's Roshan, Apo burns the Ravage. FNG wants to help out. Immersion jumps forward. They're looking for the Raw, but he's already got the kill on Immersion, but it's a trade-off. You'll take it. Lashrak is dead.
For 4 bounty runes and a trade kill? Or what
Is
was
Tide gonna join him as well?
Oh, he got the rune. Okay, so 3 runes, but you get the Lesh.
Yep. But you do have
That's
to burn.
probably pretty good.
You do have to
given
burn
the
Ravage for it.
circumstances.
That's the downside.
Yeah.
But you'll take it.
And Roar.
And roll. But you'll take it.
There was honestly, there was no other way to kill him. They have to do it, so... Oh, that's a dead coddle.
We have seen this so many times throughout the minor. Tiny versus Keeper of the Light. You have 650 HP on a coddle, and his only one item he's looking at. No boots, he's just got a Wind Lace and Smoke of Deceit, and he's quick by his Ghost Scepter, which is just going to make Tiny's life even easier.
Yeah.
Kind of makes Lashrak's life even easier. I don't know exactly what he's trying to avoid.
So, overtaken Wolf from Chen. He just has a Wolf creep following Faith Beyond around, so he pushes way faster here with this wave.
Avalanche is going to miss, but that's why he just tossed the Lashrak further forward. Support's coming over from the Hawk, but I don't think he really wants to be involved in this penitence. Okay, he's going to give life to Afro, but the tree toss up to the Hawk. They're looking for a secondary slow, or they just toss him, but they toss ASD over towards the Terrorblade. He's already used the Sunder, and the Pulse Nova's hitting both Avo as well as the Hawk. Maybe there's the Nova, and it will with the Ignis. They can hold them there. The stun can come out. Lashrak has died once more. The stun onto the Phantom Assassin. She wants to actually Phantom Strike up the hill and over towards the Chen, but they keep her controlled long enough. Gambit. They are killing off an overconfident EHOME. What the hell are they doing?
As weird as this might sound, that was a draw. And this is with a team 7k ahead minute 12, but remember, Faith Beyond was never involved. He was just flat out pushing top the whole time, so the little bit of extra gold that Gambit got, he kind of got something similar. I guess there's a bit of an XP swing in this, but it's largely irrelevant in the big picture. They have to find a bigger win than this. They can't, like, but I don't know if they can, right? That's the problem. You have to kind of settle for just keeping the graph afloat, basically. If you look at the gold graph, it really tells the story, right? That's the first good moment of the game. It doesn't really go up for once.
Yeah.
So that's a victory in itself, I suppose, but there's no like real progress being made for Gambit.
Yep. While EHOME are taking the mid-tier 1 tower, the Phantom Assassin is still coming online, and it's the PA going for just the Battle Fury build. So ensuring that the late game PA will be unstoppable, and when the fights happen, in this sense, it's just going to keep bringing Ego in, and they're looking for one up on top lane. Well, Lashrak wants to continue to fight, even though the Yule... Actually, no, the Yule Scepter is coming on the courier now. It's been delayed because of the 2 deaths.
I want to talk about a synergy real quick that we haven't even covered in this game. You were talking about PA going Battle Fury. I just realized Chen's second spell, obviously, the Divine Favor. On level 4, it gives 25 HP regen and 80 damage for 12 seconds. When he puts this on PA, her crits are off the charts. This look at his crits right now. This is 600 crits with a Demon Edge because the Divine Favor is running. So you can add an extra relic and a half almost to this guy on command from the Chen when the fights are about to break out. I'm hearing a
Beastmaster
roar.
Roar. Yep, they managed to find themselves a nice target. This
Now you
one's
can't
going to
do
be
it.
Innocence.
Oh, they get the Chen.
May have been a little bit busy microing up the Alpha Wolf he's been using to buff up.
They have to settle for whatever picks they can get right now, Gambit.
Yep.
I'm sure they would love to take a flat-out just team fight where they get to cast all their spells, but EHOME is not going to give them that. They're just going to keep pushing the waves, keep maximizing their PA.
Well, Apo and Faith Beyond, they're going to walk into each other. Ravage is available. Faith Beyond.
He's super
Going
tanky.
to put down the Pit of Malice, and Apo's going to walk around the pit, while Ego has finished up the tier 1 tower. Yes, that's one nice thing for Dahak. He's able to pick up a DD rune. This will allow him to catch up a little bit faster in the jungle.
Leshrac getting recalled to Fountain again. Free refill. Heading back out. He's buying Kaya. I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to go Yules into BKB in this game.
Well, do you get like
Sanjin Kaya?
yeah, like how do you actually build the Leshrac after you have the Yules?
You could get Kaya Yasha, then he has a million move speed, but I don't know.
It's like, does he need the strength to survive?
That's why I like the BKB. I just think the magic immunity is really good this game too. But we'll see what he does. It's the first time I see his Leshrac in play, so I'm not familiar with his favorite itemization.
Well, we'll watch it. Report back later. Tiny's having a little bit of fun in mid. It looks like Gambit have grouped up quite heavily. They're trying to be the ones to initiate. The Avalanche is slowing the push, and that's going to be the way to do it. Beastmaster blink reveal, roar onto Tiny. Still taking a very long time to get through him with a stick charge. His Faith Beyond. He's going to come in with the pit. It's still a very dead Tiny. But they're doing it around the 15-minute mark.
Instant smoke. They're going to go for Roche, maybe? They changed their mind. They're heading up top.
Oh,
they
no,
changed their mind again. They're heading into the pit. It's already being pinged.
Beastmaster started it, and they burn Metamorphosis. They have to do something like this. But Faith Beyond doesn't have a lot of mana. In fact, he's got no mana to cast a single ability apart from, okay, well, Dark Rift now. So you'll throw the Firestorm in. Innocence is nearby. They want to put that Blightstone actually into the inventory so we can help out. Terrorblade has Sunder available. Underlord's offering the life. As the Ignis trying to create a little bit more space, but here comes Leshrac. The Ignis got a little bit more time left on it. Roshan down to 300. Who's got this one? Icarus dive forward. The jump in. Aegis Immortal is all still going the way of the Dire side, but 2 heroes dead so quickly. Tide will come back to the world of the living. Beastmaster is just isolated on the outside, but there's your Ravage finally going off. Leshrac needs to be able to survive through this. Burning through Apo with the help of PA. They do kill him off quickly. Underlord died for the cause. Phoenix is also on the run. No Icarus dive available in Immersion. He actually just stops moving for a second. I think Gambit is still a little bit, yeah, they're in trouble. ASD just gets called in.
A little bit, you think?
Yeah, I was looking for a better word than tilted, and now it happens again. Tiny destroys the Keeper of the Light. The advantage pushes towards 10k gold, and it really does feel like the pre-booking is underway. Check in for your flights, EHOME, but you're not on the plane just yet.
They are at such a huge lead in this game. It's kind of getting
Roshan
ridiculous
again.
Yeah. So this moment here is the one chance Gambit have at getting something good done for the next 10 minutes probably in this game. They have to get this Aegis with a team move. Faith Beyond tanking up for so long, just tanking spells, making them waste time. They even do get the Aegis. That could have even been stolen by Tianming there. That was close, but awesome Avatos combo with the Leshrac combining in. And they just go for one at a time. Yeah. Get out of my game. It's I can tell you for sure that right now it's impossible for Gambit to do anything with Ravage on cooldown in terms of team moves. So the one thing they have is that they have Beastmaster Blink. So Beastmaster plus Phoenix or Beastmaster plus Terrorblade can try to find a pick, but only if EHOME are spread thin. That's what they need to bank on right now, setting up that exact situation.
Well, push is coming on bottom lane from Gambit. ASD is ready to wrap around the back and at least stop this push. At the same time, it's a smoke maneuver from EHOME. They have Tiny and Shen looking for an opportunity. And they're going to find one. There's going to be Immersion right in front of him. Pit him up, throw him down while bottom lane. ASD gets initiated on. The Roar is out. Have they got enough damage to get through him? Hand of God gives ASD a little bit more life. He will not be able to find the kill onto the Beastmaster. He runs away. The Ignis underneath the tower. Faith Beyond. Yep, got it.
He didn't get it.
It expired. The tower.
It expired.
Okay.
It actually expired. Oh, Beastmaster, he's gonna find his way out. Looks
Avalanche.
like it. Yep, he's fine. Too late. Guessed it right, but did it too late. Tianming. Oh, nice play. They at least find the Leshrac. This is the kind of moves they need to make. Beastmaster plus Terrorblade. In that instance, it's gonna cost them Metamorphosis every time, but they killed the most valuable hero on the map at the time. Now the highest value hero has changed.
Yep.
Unfortunately for them, it's another guy on the enemy team. And that guy also has a Desolator. So
Deso to go with the Battle Fury.
and to go with the Chen buff. I really want to see what his crits are right now when he gets this Deso flying into him. I hope he doesn't crit yet.
Wait for it.
Thanks, Gabe.
1069.
Yeah, that was before he got the Deso. The Deso was on the courier. So with the Deso, I don't know what it is.
He's getting 962 without the buff.
Yeah. So you can add another 80, and then he crits for 300% of that. Just like 1300, 1400-ish, I guess.
Alright. Yeah,
bad.
that's
Not bad.
you know, this is when you're like, hey, Chen's actually a really great hero.
That's every hero is playable when picked and built around correctly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just clearly the best Chen draft I've seen this tournament. So
Smoke
EHOME
gang
are
from
making it look
FMG.
good.
Put the Observer Ward down. It's right underneath the Radiant Sentry. But there's no Radiant Obs up there, and because it is nighttime for another 10 seconds, the vision game from EHOME is not good enough to see it. He's trying to, well, he's being watched quite closely, like a hawk, you could say, until the hawk gets attacked by the tower.
I don't think they realized. They actually didn't see it, or I think Faith Beyond would have gone and taken care of that. So let's kind of stay there for a bit. Another 40 seconds. The Hawk is trying to pressure this bottom tower. Bounty runes, was that 3 for 1? 2 for 2? Okay.
They've still got the one on top that hasn't been picked up.
It is 3 for 1, right?
Yep.
No, it is 2 for 2. Never mind. The bottled one was by Leshrac. It shows up twice in the chat because he bottles and uses it.
Yeah. There's movement coming down. Gambit trying to get down to the bottom lane. Faith Beyond's the target they want to go on to. And Ogre Frostmage may want to give him a little bit of armor. As Faith Beyond, well, the armor is up, but does he have enough life? Begins the TP out. Stun available? No! Already used the Roar.
That's kind of just sad.
Because he goes to base and then Chen just pulls him into the mid lanes and they start their attack. Roar's down.
They used Roar in meta as well, so this fight is almost it's almost impossible for Gambit to take this. We're going to see the replay here. So he gets the Crimson Guard off. I think he wants to... Oh, he doesn't have Dark Rift, so he just wants to stick TP out, and he does pull it off here. And no Ravage. There's no secondary stun. Ignis is on cool. Actually, Ignis is ready. I wonder if he could have reached that.
I should not be alive.
He's having a great time.
Well, of course, at one game up, and right now 12,000 gold up, and your two cores are looking absolutely amazing. This last pick, Phoenix from Gambit, really went wanting. Even if Titan did get some early farm, it's still not enough. Like, he's got Phase Boots Medallion and a bottled DD rune. That's the best for him.
He's going to get cancelled. It was a 5-seconder.
Oh boy.
He's dead?
Yeah, he is. Delete the Tide.
No, where was he TPing to?
Tier 3 town mid, I believe, on top of exactly where Immersion went to.
Oh, that's so unlucky. Oh boy.
Yep. But hey, Beastmaster's being fun at least.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do. Gambit, there's only one approach right now. Split push, buy time, wait for your spells to be ready, and then you have to try to make a team move with this Blink Dagger. Hope for some sort of mistake from EHOME where they're not ready or press their buttons wrong and you get the jump. If it's flat 5-on-5, the conditions for you to win a fight are pretty tough to meet.
Courier.
Yeah! Good too.
That's what, yeah.
No items, but it's worth gold. You know?
It's
About 1k.
it's money.
Not bad.
It's his way to finish up, what was it, Solar Crest on the Courier? Something? Here's that moment. The TP out failure. And then tossed right over to the rest of EHOME.
Yep.
And Beastmaster is holding off the bottom lane while this is going on, while mid's being pressured in by Tiny. So Gambit, pushing in the bottom and just causing some problems for EHOME. They don't have the big creep wave that they want to have.
Oh, look at Innocence. Look at him being sneaky. He got down behind the Beastmaster and recalled the Tiny. There's no way he's going to see this coming. Oh, well, if you miss...
He's deeper. He's deeper. The blink out right underneath it. The tree toss off target, and they have no stun to reach him.
Oh god, that was such a great play from Innocence, and then it just YOLO avalanche into the trees. He was probably expecting that there was a Hawk there and just wanted to try, I guess. But didn't work out. He got out.
If the Hawk was there, you knew the Beastmaster was probably TPing out. So yeah, have a guess. Look at this point though, EHOME still feel very, very comfortable as Ego is getting so huge. Working his way into the Abyssal Blade. They smoke up on the side of EHOME. At the same time, Gambit have done exactly the same type of thing. Avalanche toss combo. Goodbye to the Keeper of the Light. The rest of Gambit They were kind of looking for a fight because it's their blink reveal. Stifling Dagger flies forward, a blink away from Beastmaster, will be able to dodge it.
If he hits a dagger crit on Phoenix, he loses 80 or 90% of
There's
his
the
health.
jump, no crit, still takes out a 5th, and now Dark Rift. Everyone's come.
Alright, that answers our question, Tobias. 1400.
All right.
There you go.
Well, let's see that again. Tier 3 tower melts. The other big part of Leshrac, you turn on Diabolic Edict and no building is able to survive. They can take so much of the base. There's no way Terrorblade can kind of push this, but Chen's doing it again. Innocence, he's pulling him in, looking for the fight. The Avalanche will cancel the TP back of the Hawks. And then, okay, swap the life with Tiny, but that's 1606 crit. Kills off Terrorblade.
Maybe he didn't have the Chen buff before then. Nah, he must have had that.
Now,
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
and now triple Stifling Dagger. Beastmaster got rooted. And he's on the run into the lane. Blinker TP into the trees. Anyone got a stun? Not in time. It was the right position, but a little too late. But you know where they're going. It's top, because Innocence just TP'd there. So bring some friends.
Time for a gank.
Just keep pulling it. Like Leshrac can do his thing, just pull in the PA. PA's the one looking for the kills. And Afo is so close.
I want to see him buff him up and then put Medallion on the guy PA is jumping on. Ah, it might happen. To Roche.
They're pulling an ASD. He's got Blink Dagger Yule Scepter now, so initiation is he can do it himself. As you said,
let's look for some
Roshan's
crits
been
here.
killed off. By the time Gambit arrived, Roshan is dead. That was before the Basher even reached the Phantom Assassin. It came in at the end of the death of Roshan.
That's some of that frog shit.
Right there.
We take what we're given.
Holy mother of Lord, that damage. Okay, Gambit, what's the play?
Live. One hit crits the entire wave, and the Stifling Dagger will take the other wave out.
This is the poor man some power.
Alright, they have to ravage. They have to ravage. Terrorblade has to have a big time. He's got BKB ready to go. Fresh Solar Crest and Afro. Focus somebody down, but is it going to be the Ego's immortal target? It's jumping in Ego. There's your Stifling Dagger hit out. Afro did take the crit and live through it, so that's one upside. But Ego is the only target that's currently presenting. ASD's perfectly on the side, waiting for his own jump into the back lines in the back of his own Yule Scepter. And Ego, he'll just take this. He knows they can't kill him. Illuminate spam can hold him back. Now the Edict from ASD is going to get involved too. Beastmaster Roar, that's the target they want. And Tiny, tossing him around. The Ravage, it'll fly out, combining with the Edict, the Blinding Light, forcing EHOME in way too deep. A lot deeper than they wanted to. With Leshrac dead, they've got a chance. And now, even with the Nova, they cannot reach it. They cannot kill it off. Will the stun timing be right on the edge of the Aegis Immortal? It's a fraction of a second too early. And Phoenix deleted from the game. PA will look for a little bit more, jumping out of the pit, over towards Afro, under the tier 4 towers. He's cracking melons with hammers, and maybe with the Thunder, the Hawks. No, the chance isn't going to be there. Another crit, another bash. They bring down Ego. Still a triple kill for him. Buy him back, and Chen is dragging him back to the engagement. The root is down, and Gambit are on the run. Back to the fountain, back to safety, back to triple Stifling Dagger, just ripping apart all of your life. 2 lanes of racks in favor of EHOME, and they're looking for the third.
Yeah, Gambit used everything. So how are you going to deal with this guy now? This 3-on-3 or even 4-on-3 as it's going to be in a second when they pull up the Tiny after TPing home again.
EHOME halfway there. Gambit, they're living on a prayer.
And he keeps healing. He just keeps healing this PA up with the Divine Favor. So all this harassment doesn't really do anything.
They're waiting a little bit longer. Again, as he said, Ravage on cooldown. Tiny jumps in. Avalanche toss, throwing back the Beastmaster, trying to keep him alive. Tiny jumps forward, looking towards Innocence. They're going to get rid of the BTs level 2. Chen is down for the count for the moment, but he'll buy back into the game. Remember the PA still alive, but sitting in the back without the bump. But Stifling Dagger, FNG just got blown up. And now PA jumps in with the cleave. That's the game. Everyone's dead for Gambit. GG, well played. EHOME will 3-1 the grand final of the Bucharest Minor and advance themselves all the way to China. They're going home to play in the major next